government, not if, when we form government, is we are responsible to appoint federal judges. So that would be your King's Bench judges, that would be your Court of Appeal judges, that would be your Supreme Court of Canada judges. We will make sure, that they're not hired based on diversity, equity, or inclusion, the DEI handle. We will ensure that we are appointing the brightest, most competent judges that are applying, regardless of what they look like, regardless of their origin, regardless of their ethnicity. If they got the experience, we want them on the bench. That's how the appointment process should take place. It hasn't been that way because right now, Sean Fraser, our Justice Minister, said the quiet part out loud recently when he said, when I'm vetting applicants for a judicial position, occasionally I will look at their donation record to the Liberal Party of Canada. Isn't that disgusting? To qualify under his watch, you need to donate to the Liberal Party of Canada. I'm going to give you a second, okay? I'm going to open this up shortly. How are we doing for time, Dan? 20 to 8. 27. I was going to say, my God, I didn't talk that long. What's that? Ontario. Okay, well, I'll let this go for maybe a few more minutes, and then I'll open it up for questions. So, all I can tell you, folks, is that...
I only have a few minutes. I promised my daughter to take...
Oh, I'm sorry. Then ask away.
I promised my daughter to take the movie. I apologize, guys.
My bad.
So we all know that this is what's happening in the communities. We know that it's happening across Canada. What I came here to find out tonight is what is the Conservative Party proposing that we do about it, and how are you implementing that in the government?
Okay. So, as opposition, we can only do so much, right? I alluded to what I did with Bill C-14. What I didn't tell you is that after the 2025 election, I requested a meeting with Sean Fraser. He granted me a 90-minute meeting, and I said, Sean, I am going to give you a laundry list of ways that you can improve the justice system to make it more responsive, to make it more reflective of the degree of responsibility to the offender, and to ensure that victims are included in the process, because I hear too many times from victims they feel completely isolated. I said, I want you to take these ideas, make them your own, adopt them as policy or legislation, take credit for it, I don't care. He took great notes, he nodded, he gave me the indication that I was gaining some traction, but it went in one ear and out the other. All right? So what I've done is taken all of those ideas. I met with the party. I met with my Conservative team on the Justice Committee, and we incorporated all kinds of amendments, as I said, to improve and make the bill better. That's Bill 14 and Bill C-16. Every one of our amendments were rejected by the party. Not because they made sense, but because they had a majority of the members at committee and they could do that, is what they did. So I was denied, my party was denied the ability to make these bills stronger. And that's the whole purpose behind our parliamentary system. When you're an opposition, and remember, Carney and the rest of his ministers talked about having a good working relationship with the opposition. They wanted to collaborate with the opposition. They welcomed our ideas and suggestions. That's what he says to reporters. That's what he says to Canadians. But behind the scenes, it doesn't reflect it in practice. So to answer your question, we have tried our best in the House of Commons to improve those government bills. They voted it down. We then brought our own private member bills, actually 15 of them, to make significant changes to the criminal justice system on bail and sentencing. All but one, maybe two, private member bills were defeated by the government at first reading, which means they're completely dead. So we have worked very, very hard in this Parliament to make community safety and criminal justice reform a real priority. We are being stonewalled by this Liberal government. So when we form government, Pierre Poilievre has a plan that I'm working on right now in terms of policy ideas to implement at the campaign pledge when it comes to criminal justice issues. He's got a plan for the first 30 days, the first 6 months, the first 1 year of implementing the suite of changes. In fact, what he said very clearly in the 2025 campaign is if he was granted the privilege of being the Prime Minister of our country, this country would see the biggest suite of changes that this country has ever seen. We need an overhaul. We need a paradigm shift that puts community safety and victims first and not accused. Our job is to ensure that the accused have a fair trial. Our job is not to make it simpler and easy for them to ply their trade and to terrorize communities across this country. That is our plan.
And so it would just be nice to know a little bit more in detail how you hope to walk it out into both the federal